going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Might and Magic Elemental Guardians. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, I know there's someone out there, probably many someones out there, saying, Wrath, where's Idle Heroes? Well, as of right now, it's like midnight-ish. The server's down again for Idle Heroes private server, and today's video's plan was going to be the Heroic Miracle on the private server. But that's not going to be a thing right now. So instead, we got to swap tack here. And since I've been playing this game a bunch anyways, might as well make some videos on it, right? Right. So we're here on Might and Magic, and we've got some stuff to do today. I've got some summons. I'm not doing them today. I know I've done a ton of them. This only video is really done on my channel so far for this game, but we'll get to it. We got a lot of crap saved back here. 5 legendary stones. We're going to get another one, I believe, as soon as we finish this event up. Plus, I've got epic stones out the Boazoo and all kinds of shards. It's crazy. Plus, the elemental soul stones as well. So, we got a lot of stuff. We got absolutely a ton of stuff to do. We're not going to do that today. What we're going to do today is try to finish the event out. So, if you guys don't know, the event going on right now, the secret island here, you've got 4 different... We'll actually look at it in the event tab, right? Let's do it that way. That seems like a smarter way to do things. So there's 2 different parts to it. Obviously, this will be gone by the time this video gets up, but it's fantastic as well. Extra XP, hot. Anyways, you've got it. Oops. Oh, you got to be kidding me, game. Don't be doing this to me. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. Anyways, so there's a 4-part here for the training session. This is just summoning creatures out, which I've already done with my minor soul stones, and then kill 150 elementals. Whatever, there's 100, 100, and 150, I believe. Yes. Still got to summon some earth creatures, so we'll get that done, I guess. We can do a few summons to get the earths out. But that's the easy part. That's kind of just do some summonings for your minor soul stones and whatnot, get those finished, and then mainly it's just farming either 1, 2, or 3 if you can't beat the whole event to knock out the serpent flies, the gargoyles, whatever it is you got to farm, knocking those out and grabbing the elemental soul stone. This is the training part of it. Then there's the actual event itself, and this is going to be pretty much beating every boss. So there's the Wave 1 boss, which I think it comes naturally beat. I can't remember. I could be wrong there. You don't get anything for beating the first one. The second one boss, and the 3rd boss, 4th boss, and a 5th boss. You get rewards, obviously, for beating each boss. So once you fully complete the entire dungeon, it's only 5 floors, you finish out either the Inferno, the Ocean, the Aerial, and Terra. As you can see, I do have 1 mission left to do, and that's the Terra mission. It's been giving me some fits. I did it when I just started out, like jumped in and tried to do it, and I couldn't quite squeeze through with my weak unit, so I had to take and level them up a little bit using the XP dungeon. And I think we can take it now on manual. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll go back through after I finish that out. Hopefully, it shouldn't take too long, and I'll show you my teams I used for each of these. I only had to revive 1 time to finish this one. Inferno and Ocean I beat without revives, so that one took 1. I've done a couple revives here the first time I went through it, just to kind of see what I could do to the boss. And he kind of wrecked my booty hole, so we took a little break, leveled some stuff up, put a few glyphs on, and we're going to come back and try to visit this again. So that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to try to manual our way through the secret island on the Terra area. As you can see, everything else is completed. There's a lot of extra stuff back there, but trust me, it's done. And this is the last one we got to do. Now, the boss on this one is going to be this Goblin Shaman dude, the Forest Hexer. He's a freak. A, he's really fast, and B, he hits really hard. So he's kind of an annoying unit to fight. He's given me the most trouble of all of them. Obviously, I haven't beat it yet. We're going to try to take this down. I expect to have to use at least 1 revive in case I lose units on the way to the boss, let him wipe me, and then, you know, revive my units and do things like that. So we're going to take in the Fire Druid. Love my Fire Druid. She's fantastic. I do believe she's got my poison mail. This guy does single target damage. She has an AoE poison, and the Pixie's got a 2-turn poison. My thinkery strategy here is, because this boss nukes me down really fast, is to lay into him with all the poison I can, and hopefully kill the guy in 2 rounds. That's the idea. It may not work. It's going to be tough either way, but we're going to try to make it happen. Let's jump into it and see if we can make things happen. Alright, it's going to be nuts. So it's probably going to take a little bit of time, this manual portion, so I might speedy up a bit here. I don't know. We'll see. But it could be a thing. We might just do a little speedy up here to get through the normal stuff, because this stuff really isn't that bad. And then we'll jump back in when I'm taking on the boss, because he's the one we really want to take down anyways. Right? Absolutely. So here comes the speedy up bit. We'll be back in a second. Alright, guys. We're here at the boss. This is the moment of truth, because this guy is the danger town, alright? He's really fast, and that's been a big issue for me. The main thing that we have problems with here is, A, the trees aren't very helpful being secondaries. They have confusion skills and things like that. That definitely bothers me. But he's got a poison skill, which isn't super dangerous. His AoE here is kind of nasty, and it also has a mute attached to it, which is really, really annoying. Keeps you from casting your heals and things like that. But he's also got a humongous strip here, and it actually removes all of your beneficial effects, which is horrible, and it decreases your defense. So not only does it strip all your positive effects off, it also means you're getting ready to get your booty smashed. So, not a good day. We're going to try to get this guy. I don't know if my cooldowns are set up right, so we might wipe here, and if we do, it's not a big deal. 15 seals to get a legendary soul stone, totally worth. So we're going to start things out here by slapping away at him. We're going to target the boss mainly, that's the idea. Luckily, he went straight into the purge there, which is kind of nice. I didn't have anything to purge off of me, so that's actually okay. Here we go. All my poison stuffs are definitely on a cooldown right now. It's going to make this a little rough for the first run, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so here we go. We got this. Get some defense going. Try to knock his attack down a bit. There we go. That'll be nice. That'll be handy. Oh my gosh, even these trees hit hard. So look, as you see, the team is just falling to pieces right now. Already, I need my skills that were on cooldown to be ready to be used. That's kind of what got me here, and that was the main reason I built these poison units. Not really built them, I guess, leveled them up to max levels, all I really did. Threw a couple vitality glyphs on there, but the idea is to get this guy to poison himself to absolute death. That's the game plan. So, I doubt we're going to make it. Ooh, definitely not going to make it, but, you know. Probably not. Not going to be a thing this time around. You never know. You might swing something crazy out and get super lucky, but things are dropping like flies. It doesn't feel good. We might do it. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. As long as we can keep the lady up, we might be okay. I got her some decent glyphs on my my fire druid here. She's not bad. I definitely like her. One of my favorite fire units so far. There's the mute. That's always nasty. We're doing okay. Ish. Oh, Pixie's getting booty smashed. Oh, he's going next. He's going to finish her off. Might as well protect myself. Yep, there she goes. The question is, do I heal? The answer is no, we don't heal. We go straight in for it. That's the idea. Now we heal. Now we absolutely heal. Okay, so, looking pretty sketch mode right now. If we can keep the confusions from land, there's the purge. That's nasty. Oh, that purge is so dangerous. I don't like it at all. And the confusion from these little trees is not fun. Absolutely not a fun thing to mess with. Oh, don't confuse me. Don't kill me to death. Oh, the mute. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. It's probably not going to happen this time. We're going to die. Yep, we're dead. Okay, but, like I said, we didn't have our skill cooldowns rounded up like we should, so we're going to give it the revive. 15, like I said, 15 seals. Not a big price to pay if we get that legendary soul stone. So, he might open up with that big AoE to start with. I'm going to gamble on it, and I'm just going to attack him with her first instead of doing anything else. Yes, okay, did the purge. It's actually what I wanted. We're going to drop this Kabuki Ninja here. I don't know what his actual name is. That could be his name. The defense decrease also gives him an extra turn to drop a little extra damage here, like so. Fantastic. Try to get that double poison to land. Got both of them. That's fantastico. Drop this little special protection there. Give poison mail to my team for 3 turns. The idea there is he has an AoE. If he hits everybody, that means he's going to have a lot of poison hopefully land on him, and that's what I'm going for. Try to get this poison to land as well. There we go. So he's got 3 stacks of poison. That 60% of his health is going to go away just from poison dots, and that's kind of what the game plan was. So hopefully he'll drop his AoE next. And holy crap, that guy just got 5 stacks of poison. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Get absolutely wrecked. So we're gonna see. We still, you know, we're not out of the woods yet. I don't want to lock his special abilities. I want him to absolutely use his second special ability. Drop a heal here on little Djinni. Keep her going. The question is, no, I don't want to actually break his attack and defense right yet, because if I do that, he won't have enough room for debuffs like that. So he's got 5 stacks of poison on him. He's absolutely screwed. He just doesn't know it yet. He's totally dead already, all right? He's dead. He's just not all the way believing it's going to happen. It would take a massive miracle for this to go wrong. Hopefully it does not go wrong. There we go. Just like that. That's how you do it. You poison stack to win that poison mail fire ghost. Very easy to pull, nat 2-star unit. Really, really solid with that poison mail, and there it is, guys. That is the event finished. All we had was 1 4-star unit. The rest were 3s, but there it is. Kabam, Kabang! We finished it. We're amazing. I do believe though. Yes, there it is. Bam! Got that finished and got this finished. There's our legendary soul stone and a book. Feels good. Feels good to be on top of the world for once. So that gives us, what, 6 soul stones now? Yeah, 2 legendaries there and 4 in fragments. If you're wondering how I got all the fragments, I'm a dirty, dirty spender, okay? This game has sucked it out of me. There was a deal a while back. It was a 15-day pass kind of thing that gives you, like, resources every day for 15 days. I really like those kind of offers. That's what, as a semi-cheapskate, that's where I gravitate to, because generally you get more out of them, and it had like 9 legendary soul stones every day, or not soul stones, that'd be fantastic, shards, some seals and stuff like that as well. So I went ahead and picked up 60 bucks, and I kind of hate myself for it, but whatever, it's already happened, it's in the past, we can't get away from it. If you wonder how I got all these other shards, there was an event a couple of days back, that was a shard event, double shards, and twice as likely to drop, so lots of shards came in. As you can see, I farmed up quite a bit of them. But with that finished, that is complete and done, and it's a thing. I'm going to show you guys what I used to finish the event out in each of the battles. So you guys have maybe an idea if you have some of these units. Maybe you can go ahead and level them up, because you've got 9 days, or like 7 days, whatever is left. How many days is it left? 7 something? Back. Event. Yeah, you still got a week. So you got plenty of time to level up some 2 and 3 star units, because like I said, the majority of my teams had to use 3-star units, but whatevs. So we're going to jump in here. Actually, we'll just do it here from the creature thing. It'll be easier to look at. You'll look at their glyphs and such. So, first up, the first battle you go into is you're fighting fire, so all your units are water. This was by far my, well, it's pretty close to my strongest setup because I already had a lot of 4 stars here. The water nymph is obviously a fantastic unit. Great healer. I use her in my Wrath dungeon clears already, so she's already runed up pretty well, or glyphed up pretty well. She handled it very well with the heals. It was a fantastic run. Not super a lot of problems in the water area. The hardest one was probably the Ice Knight stage, because he's kind of annoying to fight, let's be honest about things. Did manage to get him through, though. The Water Felicore here, the Water Manicore, I guess, not fully evolved. I got him, and I max skilled him, I think. Is he max skilled? I believe he's max skilled. Yeah, he's fully max skilled. I got him early, and I was like, sweet, I'm going to go ahead and use this guy, and then I pulled the Earth Necro, like, right after that, so I was really upset. I used all my books on this dude, and then I replaced him, like, immediately. Not a bad unit. Has the AoE Poison, which is fantastic, and also blocks healing effects, which is really nice, too. And a turn bar reduction is 100%, so completely resets their turn bar. Really nice. Great damage there from this guy, who was one of the big damage units. The Water Arcane Bird, everybody should have this guy. He's farmable, and he's probably one of the best 2-star heroes in the game. I would say the best. He's definitely up there. His damage mitigation is absolutely huge, especially when you invest a few skill ups in him. Mine's nowhere near max skilled. I've got 1 perk there, so I'm missing the cooldown here on his last skill. I do have down to the cooldown effect on the second one, but in short, he gives you guys, your team, a 40% reduction in incoming damage, and also decreases enemy speed, which is fantastic, makes them slower, which means as they're slower, they're not hitting you as much, which is a secondary form of damage mitigation. So he makes them slow, keeps you from taking damage. His second skill here is actually going to reduce the enemy's attack and also lower their turn bar. So even more damage mitigation from the attack bar debuff, the attack debuff and the turn bar debuff. Really, 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 really good unit here. I recommend everybody farm this dude up. He's super fantastic. You're going to use him in a lot of your early game dungeons, but he made it really easy to mitigate damage, and that's why I took him in. I did end up dumping my water basket. I used him in the first couple waves, and then I kind of got away from him. He is kind of nice when he's skilled up. He's one of the few units, I don't know if anybody else even has it. He has a 2-turn AoE freeze. So he freezes everybody for 2 turns, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. It's actually really nasty in PvP. You can literally freeze the entire enemy team for 2 turns. It's kind of disgusting. And his second skill is going to be a single target blind, which isn't bad. It's only a 1-turn blind, but whatever. I used him for a little bit, but I didn't take him to the end. What I ended up taking to the end here was the Water Imp. This guy really grew on me, okay? All these glyphs here on these, the Water Imp, the Icy Knight, and stuff like that, I threw these on just because I had to use them in the dungeon. I didn't actually have them glyphed up all the time, and when free glyph removal comes around, I'll probably remove most of these off these dudes. So as you can see, just straight vitality, took them all to level 7 just for a little extra health, but this guy surprised me. I didn't think he'd be that great, and then I started to get actually a good look at him, and I was like, dude, this guy is a freak. He's got a buff block on his 3rd skill, which is fantastic. It's like what the Wind Unicorn does. Keeps from getting heals and stuff, and the shields, not heals, shields. This is fantastic for that Icy Knight stage. Stops him from getting the shield, but it's also going to double poison him for 2 turns. So he gets 2 stacks of poison, 2 turns long. It's 40% of their health. gone straight away, and they get buffs blocked on them. His second skill here is fantastic. I love it. It removes a positive effect from the enemy, which is great. That's nice to knock that shield off, but it also increases duration of negative effects by 1. So this guy can permanently keep, if you have a unit like slowed on the enemy team, you can permanently keep 2 stacks of poison on them until they die. It's super duper strong, and I'm actually debating on building this guy and actually putting him in one of my real dungeon teams because I was really impressed with him. I really liked how he went, but my glyph selection, I do believe it's double speed. Usually what I run, double speed, double defense, double HP. As for my standard setup, pretty much, I vary it a little bit depending on the unit, but this is pretty much how it runs. So he lasted just fine all the way to the end, smoked that boss, and the Icy Knight here I threw in as well, just for some tankability. Threw some lifesteal runes on him because why not? Nothing great. Took some stuff to level 7, speed, HP, defense, HP, and HP. I stacked 3 HPs on this guy instead of defense because his second skill actually scales with his max HP, so giving him an extra HP stone glyph was probably a little better, I figured. But like I said, these guys were only 3-star units and they all survived to the end. Smashed the whole dungeon out. That was my water team. It was a pretty nice team. I had a pretty good setup there. The double poisons from this guy stacked with this dude here. It got pretty nasty, and I put the bosses down pretty fast, so it was definitely nice. Oops, back out of here. Go up, we'll swap over the next dungeon, I believe is... What the crap is the next dungeon? Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll say... It's not grass. Totally not sure. Is it water? Yes, I think it's the water dungeons next. Ocean, that's right. So Ocean, I had a decent setup, but I had no healers. And that scared me at the beginning. I was like, man, I ain't got no healers. There's no way I'm making it to the end. But I had the Air Basilisk. This guy right here. Absolutely a fantastic unit. Some people run this guy with all frenzy. I definitely prefer having a precision set on him to go through some resistances at least. I haven't actually skilled mine up yet or evolved him. He's just a baby, a wee baby at 4 stars. I had a decent amount of 4 stars for this dungeon, but again, no healers. But this guy right here is a poisoner. If you guys don't know anything about him, every time he attacks, if it's a critical, he steals 70% of the turn bar and poisons for 2 turns. This is really strong. Okay, you can stack poison to infinite on a unit as long as you keep critting, and they don't ever get a turn because you're stealing their turn bar. It's disgusting versus bosses. Absolutely amazing. I really like him for this. His second skill gives him a chance to dodge, does damage based on his own speed, but the main thing is you're mainly just attacking over and over again to proc the poisons. That's the big reason you like the Basilisk. Very, very good natural 2-star wind unit there. If you've got one, definitely build him. Absolutely build him. He has a lot of uses in PvP especially. Just a really good unit all around. Worth the build in my opinion, absolutely. Then I've got the Wind Assassin here, another Nat 2. I took her to 4-star pretty early on because I wanted to use her as poison in the Wrath dungeon because she had elemental advantage. However, I pulled the Water Felicor right after that, and then right after that I pulled the Earth Necromancer, and I was like, well, son of a balls. So she kind of got forgotten and left behind without really great glyphs on her, but AoE poison's the main thing to take away. She also has a speed debuff, which is really nice for bosses. Keeps them from getting attacked, so you can kind of stack your poisons up before they get a turn. That's a really fantastic thing to do here. Nat 2, easy to get, pretty nice to use. The Wind Golem, another Nat 2. This one's actually farmable in the campaign missions. I like my Wind Golem. He's got a permanent uptime on his defense buff here when he's skilled up once. Permanent defense and increased healing effects. It's nice in other areas. I didn't have a healer this time, so it didn't really affect that, but the permanent defense upgrade, really, really nice. Definitely helped my team out a lot, taking a lot of that damage away. His third skill here has a turn bar reduction on it. I don't have mine skilled up very high, so the chance to land is pretty low. But that turn bar reduction can be nice against bosses, keep them from getting that turn, let you stack your poisons up, stuff like that. Really good unit, very, very tanky. Lots of HP, lots of defense. That's how I run mine. I do believe I still got the same speed, HP stuff going on this guy. Yep, double speed, double defense, and HP. I mixed up stones a little bit there, no big deal. But nice guy, Nat 2, easy to get. And then the Wind Unicorn, everybody probably knows about this one. Probably my best glyph unit for the team, with my only purple precision that's actually halfway decent. Yay! But if you don't know about the Wind Unicorn, it's got the AoE cleanse for your team. This is really nice, but it's not as nice as you'd think. I mean, the main reason I take my Wind Unicorn places is to block buffs. That's the big reason I use it mostly. I like to keep shields off of people, attack boosts, things like that. Keep bosses from putting those on is really handy, and it's probably the big reason I use her. The Unicorn Majig. The cleanse is handy, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I feel like 90% of the time I end up using it for a speed boost because I'm really not getting enough negative effects landing on my team to actually need it. It is very useful in certain things, like in the campaign, in the wastelands, in the fire maze. Having a cleanse is huge, but in a lot of situations I find myself really leaning toward the buff block over the cleanse. But a nice little wind unit, already had it glyphed up, so I said, we're taking it in. I also have an air tree. This is a Nat 3. It's got a Phoenix Soul here on the 3rd skill. Phoenix Soul revives your team if they die. I haven't skilled him up at all or evolved him. He just got some basic vitality glyphs to keep him alive. Nothing amazing, level 4s and 7s and such. Nothing huge. Phoenix Soul is definitely nice. Does increase crit chance and attack, which I don't really use that much anyways. I guess it's not a bad little attack buff, but mainly I was liking the Phoenix Soul because it's kind of like a backup to not having a heal. I could revive somebody. Fantastic. His 2nd skill here is an AoE. It can either put someone to sleep, blind them, or confuse them for 2 turns. Not bad. Not a bad little secondary skill, especially for your mob waves like the not bosses and stuff and the mini boss. Being able to get confusion on people is super trolly because they can knock their own team out for you. Definitely helped me out a lot. So that was my team for the water portion of things. It went really fast because the double poisons. If you can run double poison with a few supports, you're going to have a lot less trouble, I think, with the bosses than you'd think you will. Even without a healer like I didn't have, but no healer, that really, really helps. Being able to stack that poison up. The Wind Basilisk, probably the most valuable unit on the team. But of course, the Wind Golem is right there with him with that defense buff, keeping him alive. So there we go. That was my Wind team. It was pretty nice. The next one after that was going to be, I believe, what was the next one? Was it? Oh, it was aerial. That's right, the earth part. A lot of people had trouble with the aerial portion of the dungeon. They had a huge amount of damage. It did knock the crap out of people. This was the only dungeon other than the earth dungeon I had to revive once in. So what I used here was my earth necro. You might not have the earth necro. He is a nat 4. But he has a parasite, which is essentially a stronger version of poison. It ticks up over time. So it starts at 10%, then goes to 18%, then it goes to 24% of their health over 3 turns. Really, really solid, but it also comes with a mute, a heal block, and a revive block, which is really, really nasty. I really like this dude. He's disgustingly good in PvE. His 2nd skill here is an AoE buff remover. It removes 1 positive effect from everybody. And if you hit a crit, it also excrates them, whatever the crap that word is, disables 15% of the health. On bosses, it's actually not bad. You can knock a lot of health off a boss just with a crit on that, so it's really nice. I like this guy. If you don't have him, the Earth Felicor is definitely a viable second option. He has a pretty good skill kit that is right up there with the Necromancer, I guess the Death Lord when he's evolved, but the 2-turn poison, the double poison, actually doesn't do as much damage over 3 turns as the Parasite does. It's really close, like 54% to 50%. It's, it's negligible, but it's extra damage. The Earth Felicor will work just fine in that slot. The Earth Pixie here, I started to rank it up a little bit, put a meditation and a haste glyph set on him just because why not? I guess it's a her. She's got the boobis. It's a her. But anyways, nice little healer here. The biggest problem I had with my Earth Pixie is she uses her heal as a speed boost, and that can be really annoying for you. But when you're manualing things, doesn't matter. You're in control. But anyways, the regen is pretty nice. I think it starts out at 20%, but it goes to 30. I've skilled her up a little bit. Yes, she can get her regeneration to a 3-turn regeneration with a 4-turn cooldown, which means she can put a pretty nice heal on your team most of the time. She's a really solid healer. Her 2nd skill is also going to have a decrease in enemy speed, which is fantastic, of course. If you're stacking up debuffs on a boss, you want them to go slower so you can get more out of your time. It also saves you from taking damage. But there's also a chance to mute enemies. This is really powerful. A lot of people overlook mute. They're like, it's not that great. Muting a boss is fantastic. It means they can't use their 2nd or 3rd skills unless they have like a passive 3rd skill. But it does save you a lot of damage. It can also potentially save you from boss healing and stuff like that. Really, really good unit. I was very pleased running her. The meditation set was really nice. I don't have her skilled up all the way. Those cooldowns coming around was really nice. Earth Basilisk. Nat 2 unit. Again, Nat 2s are pretty easy to get. Your minor soul stones eventually will drop them. If not, your epic soul stones eventually will give you the Nat 2s. But this guy's a really solid AoE poisoner. He's got an AoE poison that comes around every 4 turns once he's skilled up. Mine was already skilled up because I used him early game. I liked him quite a bit. I skilled him all the way up, and I got pretty lucky. And I got all of these pretty much back to back. I only got a couple of these, nothing this. But with that said, AoE poison, definitely not bad. Comes around pretty fast to put extra dots on enemies. But his 2nd skill here is going to be a petrify and resistance decrease. Resistance decrease isn't a huge deal, but it's not a bad deal either. If you can get that to proc on a boss, they're obviously not going to be resisting when you drop poisons on them, and you're almost guaranteed to land your effects, which is really, really, really nice. It can bring their resistance down to 0, which is fantastic. Alright, so really solid second skill. Once he's skilled up, it gets to a 2-turn cooldown with a 2-turn petrify and a 2-turn resistance decrease, so we can actually permanently lock somebody in petrify. Really solid unit. Again, Nat 2, so not super hard to build. This one here, the Bright Fawn, I also used. Like I said, you see these glyphs, level 1 vitalities. Not a lot going on there. The main thing I wanted was the HP boost from the glyph set, and I can always pull it off when free glyph removal comes around, not a big deal. I didn't really use this one for like any real reason. I just had it, and it was the only thing I had, so I leveled up and put some stuff on it and used it. But it's not a bad unit. It has an AoE immunity for your team for 1 turn, and it also increases the attack and defense for 2 turns, so it's not a bad unit, and I definitely got some mileage out of it, but I didn't like target this unit to go into my team. I just had it, and it was the highest thing I had, so I'll go ahead and use it. Not bad. The second skill here is actually a speed decrease. Again, speed decreases are fantastic. This is what I used. I had it, easy to get, Nat 2. Why not use it? And the last one here is the Earth Nymph, completely naked. I didn't even put any glyphs on this one. I think I forgot to, but it's another healer here. Regenerates by 20%, and it's got a little bit of a beneficial effect steal on the second attack. I didn't really use it at all in the dungeon, but it's a thing. So that was my team, those 5 units. The 2 healers made the boss much, much easier because the boss has some nasty AoE, and it hits really, really hard. I had to revive once I got to, kind of like what I did in the fire dungeon that you just saw, or the earth dungeon. I got to the boss, my skill cooldowns weren't rolled around right, so he kind of smashed through me without getting the full effect of my skills, so I revived for 15 seals, and then everything was ready to go, so I went ahead and procced all my poisons and everything on him, buffed up my team, and the boss went down pretty easy. So if you've got to spend 15, 30, 45, even 100 seals to beat one of these missions, don't worry about it. It's definitely worth it in the long run to get that legendary soul stone. That's a pretty cheap legendary soul stone, so don't worry about using some seals to revive on the last boss. It's totally fine to do that. But that was my team. Pretty simple team, double healers and double poison. I guess Parasite's kind of poison. But that was that one, and then the last one, wait. Yeah, the last one you just saw, my fire team. Whoops, get rid of that. The fire team, this is my best glyphed unit right now. The fire druid's fantastic. I use her to farm because she has a really great ability to heal. I'm actually farming wave 9 in the XP dungeon with her. I'm not beating it, but I usually get to the boss and die, and then I still grab like 6,000 XP, so I don't even care. But I use appeasement and haste on her to make her pretty fast. 152 base speed. Obviously, I don't have all the substats I'd like, or like extra speed substats and such like that. But she's got a really good kit. She's like the Bright Fawn on steroids. She's got a 2-turn immunity with a 2-turn healing increase, defense increase, and speed increase. So it's really, really, really powerful. It helps her get her turns even faster, but it also keeps you from getting negative effects landed on you. And that's a really important thing, especially in the dungeon with the Earth. That's the hardest one for me, hands down. She's a game changer. Absolute game changer for that. You might not have a unit like this. In Fire, if you have the Fire Tree, the one that has the heals when it crits, that's definitely a solid option. Take that one in for sure. I don't have that, so I had to make do with what I had. But as you saw my strategy, she also got a heal here, just FYI. It heals and boosts speed, which is fantastic for a regeneration build. Boosting speed while you boost regeneration means you get more turns, you heal faster, it's fantastic. Her basic skill, I've already evolved her, gives her extra speed boost, so she gets more turns. It's actually really nice. So there we go. The glyph setup, if you're worried about it, it's speed, speed, HP, HP, defense, defense. That's just how I run most of my units, unless, like I said, unless there's a reason not to. That's a pretty safe glyph setup. Anyways, as you saw with this unit here, the Fire Ghost, a Nat 2, easy enough to get. Crappy vitality glyphs on it, nothing special, just to get those perks. But the main thing I took her for was the Poison Mail, and as you saw, that Poison Mail totally decimated the boss and also decimated his friends. That's a huge amount of poison stacks when you hit all the enemies. You pull 5 stacks of poison, you're effed. Okay, you're totally screwed, and it happened to him. That's why I built her. I just saw it, I said, that's going to be really handy for a boss fight, I just know it, and it was. It was a smart move. Very easy to build, Nat 2. Easy to get. This guy's a Nat 3. I don't know how exactly a special he was to have. He's a little bit better glyphed. All these glyphs were already leveled up before from on different units from early game, so I just threw him on. Not 100% sure how useful he actually was in like the completing of the battle. Like he wasn't, I don't think, a super instrumental part of things, but he's not bad. He has a attack here that decreases the defense of the enemy, but he also recovers the turn. This is really nice for fighting that boss, gives him a little bit of extra damage to take, and then right after you get the turn back, you can drop a double attack. If it does, inflicts great damage, by the way, that's pretty decent damage. But if it's a critical, you also decrease the speed of all enemies for one turn. Obviously, I haven't skilled him up at all, so he has like nothing special coming out of it. Decent glyphs, but they were just something I had laying around. But it's actually not bad. If you land that critical, decreasing everybody's speed is a pretty nice support move, and it comes with a decent amount of damage as well. So I did kind of like him. I'm not, like I said, I don't think he was instrumental. I think it was mainly the poisons that brought me through the boss, which is why I'd recommend you definitely build the 3 poisoners. They're all nat 2, so they're not that hard. That brings us over here to the Fire de Jin. Actually a farmable unit. This one's completely butt naked. No glyphs on it at all. But the main thing I saw from this one was, one, it's got an AoE poison, which I wanted. Extra poison for the boss means he could go down a little faster. But she also had an attack and defense break on the second skill. This is actually a pretty powerful little wombo combo. The defense decrease means he's going to take a little extra damage from everything you do to him. But the attack decrease, since I was having trouble with him like one-shotting the crap out of my units, that definitely helped keep my team alive by doing a little less damage to us. Definitely nice. The speed debuff from the ninja gets that extra poison time to get in there, and then, as you saw, he kind of got butt smashed. But not a bad little unit, easy to farm, so 100% able to get this one for surezies, and not a bad one to get. The Fire Pixie here I glyphed up a little bit. As you see, nothing special, just what I had laying around in my glyph trove. Level 4s, level 7s, nothing great there. But the big thing I saw in the Pixie here was the double poison. I really love the double poison. The Confuse wasn't a big deal, but it's definitely nice on the 4 fodder waves before you get to the boss. Being able to confuse people can definitely help your team out. It's kind of trolly. But the double poison was what I set my eyes on and said, hey, that's going to be nice, okay? The double poison is 40% of somebody's health over 2 turns. That's most of the boss almost dead right there just from the Pixie. Couple that with the Fire de Jin, 2 turns of 10% health. That's going to take it at 60% of his health gone. Whatever the ninja does, 10, 20%, hopefully. And then obviously the last thing there on the list was the Poison Mail from this one, which as you saw, that Poison Mail proc destroyed the boss. So those were the 3, I think, key instrumental units. This one's kind of a give or take, wherever you want to throw in there. A healer is absolutely a nice thing for this dungeon to get to the boss. The immunity was really nice as well, I won't lie. There's a lot of confusion on the way to the boss, like literal confusion. Those earth trees can confuse your units. It's really annoying. The immunity was definitely a nice thing. You don't have to have a flaming druid, I don't think. I'm sure you can do it with the fire tree or something, but you're going to need at least 1 solid fire unit probably to carry you through to the boss. I don't really know of a replacement for the fire druid in the fire area. I think she's one of the best immunity creatures there is right now. I could be wrong there, but that's definitely powerful. I guess you could get away with a unit that could cleanse instead, like the Flaming Unicorn could probably do something for you there. But like I said, most of this team was nat 2s. I mean, poison, all nat 2 units. I do believe the Fire Pixie's nat 2. I'm like 65% sure. Now I gotta check it because I don't want to say that and be wrong. Where's this at? Let's go over Fire Pixie. Yep, 2-star. Okay, so we're good to go. Absolutely a nat 2. I thought she was. But there you go, guys. That was a lineup I used for each one of my battles. Again, nothing crazy in there. A lot of nat 2s got used, a little bit ranked up to 3-star max, which doesn't take very long. It's not a hard thing to do. You've got 7 days. I think everybody can complete this. It shouldn't be something you get stuck on. If you really new, may not be a thing. But if you've been playing since it launched or, a couple weeks later, you can probably still get it done. It'll just be a little harder for you. But that wraps it up. 100% of the event, totally finished with everything. Boom, 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 all done. This one here, boom, 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 boom. Everything is finished. We are finished. We are finished with this one. So we did pretty good. We'll have to do our Soulstone opening probably sometime in the future. Like I said, we do have a lot to do here. 6 legendaries. I'm hoping for something great out of those. The elemental soulstones, I'm kind of happy with as well. Hopefully I can snag something good out of them. You never know. I mean, statistically, I should get at least 1 3-star out of all of those. But my main hopes are, again, the 6 legendaries, and I've got, what? Good lord, 50 plus 30. I mean, I got 78 epic soulstones, and I've got 8,200 seals, so I'm a dirty spender. But yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I can't help it. This game's like crack cocaine. It's addicting. But anyways, yeah. Might buy some extra epics, get to 100 epic soulstones just for a better thumbnail, I guess. I don't know. We'll do that here sometime in the future. But let me try something real fast. If we clicked open, can we just click back at this point? No, you can't. I was hoping you could just make them into soul stones, but it's like, nah. That's the most annoying part of opening the epic, like the shards, is you gotta wait for the animation for the shard to come together and then open it. I wish you just like was bang, open, bang, open. I don't know why it's two separate clicks. It's kind of annoying. I guess it looks pretty, but it's kind of annoying when you're doing a lot of them. So that's the thing. Anyways, there it is, guys. That's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, please make sure smash that thumbs up button and show your support if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe as well and tell your friends about it because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.